Hey everyone, Shabby Gamer here, and welcome back to our next episode of the SWE Universe Mode. We are here with the next episode of Octane and the final episode of Octane before our first pay-per-view locked and loaded. Tonight, we confirm the last two members of the Octane Championship Elimination Chamber match. And here is our first match of the evening. It is going to be Fandango taking on one half of the current Octane Tag Team Champions, Shelley. And here we go. Now this is a very interesting match, this one, because I have said a few times, haven't I, that if you win a championship, then you will get if you beat champions, then you'll get a big boost in the rankings. I've sort of put it down at around about 50 points. Now that is an interesting one, solely because this match here would technically be defeating a champion, but I wouldn't, in my opinion, class it as defeating the champions because, of course, it's only one half of the tag team champions. But if Fandango was to win here, I would have to consider giving Bree's Dango some sort of recognition for doing this, and maybe a chunk of ranking points that will put them in a very strong position. But we'll see what happens. This Fandango tie is actually pretty cool, isn't it? I've not used Fandango at all on this game. This is the first time he has ever made his appearance in any of my universe modes. You know what? I think Bree's Dango has been one of the best things on SmackDown in recent time. They really have got the crowd behind them, and I wish WWE would have gone with them being... You know what? I think WWE would have gone with them being tag team champions if it wasn't for the Jinder Mahal situation. I don't think they wanted to really change things too much too quick, so they decided, I think, to keep the Usos. I'm probably being a bit over. I'm analysing it a bit too much. Probably the long-term plan was to keep the Usos the champions anyway until any time where the New Day have made their return. But I would like to see them be given the opportunity, and I think at some point they will. I think now they're really getting over. Like I said, they're two guys that myself and PJ Toby have brought up in our underutilised Shabby Talk, where we said that they're both very good wrestlers in their own right. Fandango's been given this horrible gimmick to try and attract soccer mums. Tyler Breeze has got his own gimmick that he wanted, but he's being utilised as a jobber. Now, in this universe mode, I don't think we're quite going to see as much as a jobber. I like him, and there's no reason why Tyler Breeze should go from facing Jushin Thunder Liger at an NXT TakeOver event to jobbing on SmackDown. It's not right. So we are going to be using these guys a little bit better. We've seen Fandango tonight, and Tyler Breeze will be in action at the pay-per-view. I've got a fatal four-way match at the pay-per-view between Kalisto, Xavier Woods, Juventud Guerrero, and Tyler Breeze. It's a fatal four-way rankings match. Now, what on earth is that? Why has that come up for? Okay, well done. So it's because we've obviously, because we had to reinstall the game when my save file got deleted. It's obviously still running certain tutorials, but there you go. Yeah, that's one of the matches at the pay-per-view, that fatal four-way. Of course, we already know that Sin Cara is defending his Cruiserweight Championship against PJ Black. The Time Splitters will be defending their Tag Team Championships against the winners of a #1 contendership match tonight. And that is actually our next match, and it will be the dream match of the Young Bucks versus the Revival. Also at the pay-per-view, we know it's Carmella fighting out to become the first ever Octane Women's Champion. And we will find out her opponent this evening when we see Sexy Star, Taya Valkyrie, Ruby Riot, and Brie Bella collide. We're also going to see a triple threat match at the pay-per-view with Cody Rhodes versus Christian versus DDP. We've also got Jack Gallagher versus Cesaro to crown our first European champion. And of course that big Elimination Chamber match to crown our first Octane champion. We already know inside that cell will be Ric Flair, Kenny Omega, Daniel Bryan, and The Rock. And tonight we have two more qualifying matches. We've got Jinder Mahal versus Christopher Daniels, and we've got Eddie Guerrero versus Edge in our main event. So it's going to be a really good pay-per-view. I'm really looking forward to this next one. Also matches tonight. I've just gone through them all. I've told them all, haven't I? Yeah, we've got the Tag Team #1 contendership match between the Young Bucks and the Revival. We've got the Women's Fatal 4-Way, Sexy Star, Taya, Ruby Riot, and Brie Bella. Jinder Mahal versus Chris Daniels, and Eddie Guerrero versus Edge. And tonight we have also had a couple of dark matches, as we always do. In our first dark match, we saw the team of the Vaudevillains and Jack Gallagher defeat the team of the Dream Team of course, is Greg Valentine and Bruce the Barber Beefcake, along with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. So good victory there for the Vaudevillains. And, of course, Jack Gallagher. And we also saw a triple threat match between Christian, Juventud Guerrero, and Curtis Axel. And believe it or not, the victor was Mr. Curtis Axel. Again, another man who I feel like should be getting a little bit better. And maybe we'll give him an opportunity to prove what he can do. Of course, I want to take a leaf from PJ Toby's book. If you've been watching Adrenaline, he has been given some opportunities to people to get themselves in the Money in the Bank ladder match. And guys like Joey Ryan were coming out the woodwork. And I'm thinking to myself, you know what? If Joey Ryan's going to get a shot over there, no offense to Joey Ryan, and Jack Swagger, then I want to give opportunities to people that are a little bit outside the box as well. There's Fandango, the leg drop. Is he going to win this? Oh my god. Alex Shelley kicking out on the brink of free. You know what? I think I'd class Fandango as a cruiserweight as well. I think all four of the guys in this match can be classed as cruiserweights. Gives us an extra sort of aspect of something to go for. But of course, remember, this match is actually worth points in the tag team rankings as well. I believe your tag team gets 5 points. I might be wrong. I wrote these rankings and I can't remember myself. Let me have a quick look. Tag team roster. I think it's 5 points if you win a match against a rival tag team in a singles match. Yeah, win a singles match against other tag team member. Okay, so whoever wins this will get 5 points in the tag team rankings. Which is pretty good, actually. And, of course, the winner will also get 5 points in the singles rankings as well. There's a pin by Fandango, once again, on Alex Shelley. And I said as well, I've said as well, haven't I, that if Fandango wins this, I'm half tempted to give them a chunk of points because I think they deserve it. Say, if you win against the tag team champions, I've got it down as 50 ranking points. But since this is a singles match, I think possibly we would half that and give them 25 points. That's just me going a little bit off the cuff there. But, oh, Alex Shelley catching Fandango into the label lock. Wrenching back at the neck of Fandango. Fandango rolling it through. You know what? This has actually been a cracking opening match. I'm really enjoying this. And it was a bit of a surprise. I wasn't expecting a match to be quite as good, to be honest. Between Fandango and Alex Shelley. There's the pin. 1, 2... Oh my god, only a 2 count. Referee did not see the fact that Fandango's boots were on the ropes there. As Alex Shelley catched him straight away. Boot into the chest, now bringing him back. Into a drop kick. And another drop kick as well. Ducking the clothesline into a neck breaker. And I feel like Alex Shelley is taking control of this one now. But again, just being distracted here by Tyler Breeze, and Alex Shelley's got to pay attention to what he's supposed to be looking at in the ring. At the moment, he's giving Tyler Breeze a little bit too much of his attention, and that could allow Fandango the chance he needs to get back in control of this one. There's the backbreaker. Fandango now bringing Shelley back up to his feet. Went for the right hand, but Shelley fighting back with a forearm. Fandango again fighting back. Looking now, there we go. The Northern Light suplex. 1, 2. Oh! Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Almost again a victory there for Fandango. It's so close, isn't it? He's putting on such a good fight. Oh, and there's that big... Well, it's a Sister Abigail, effectively, wasn't it, really? Alex Shane up to the top rope. He looks to use a double foot stomp. Is that what we're going to see here today? No. He's sort of stalking the grounded Fandango, who has been busted open in this match as well. Fandango's back up. Shelley catches him with a boot to the face. I believe Alex Shelley's finisher maneuver, of course, is the sliced bread. Same as Chris Sabin. We're not seeing him go for it yet, though. What's this? Ooh. There's a fisherman suplex, but had the other leg hooked, which is a very effective move because you don't realise it, but by having the other leg hooked and bringing it up like that, you tense certain muscles in your opponent's body, and when you land on those muscles, it's much more painful than what the normal suplex would feel like. Shelley now stalking the grounded Fandango, and there he is again, just catching him face first on the mat, and I believe that could be all here. 1. Oh no, Tyler Breeze Under the bottom rope, breaking that pin up. Interesting. Referee, I wouldn't say he's allowing it as such, but I don't even know if he noticed it, to be honest with you. It was sort of in his blind spot. Can Fandango use this advantage he's got here to turn it into something? There's a neck breaker on Alex Shelley now. Up to the top rope goes Fandango. If he's got another leg drop in him here, this could be all. And he has. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, only a 2 count. Oh my god. Oh, I honestly thought they had it then. Oh, and a big step of insecurity by Alex Shelley. This is quite a match. I am really enjoying this match. Springboard frog splash to the back of Fandango. Fandango, they're tripping Alex Shelley over. He's hitting with 2 leg drops now, and still Shelley able to kick out, and it's just... It must be very frustrating here for Fandango, who's now on his way up to the top rope once again. What's he got planned now? Went for the elbow drop, but Shelley avoids it, and a stamping on the knee of Fandango. Fandango. We go Shelley again, hooking that leg into that fisherman's. Dropping a knee across the face, and now Tyler Breeze has the referee distracted now as well. Tyler Breeze is doing a lot of work here, and referee seems to be, I wouldn't say allowing it as such, but he's, well, I suppose he is allowing it. He's not taking any action against Tyler Breeze at this point in time. You'd think in this situation normally he'd be trying to remove Tyler Breeze from ringside. And there goes Alex Shelley again, slamming the face of Fandango into the mat, and the referee once again distracted solely by Tyler Breeze, and Alex Shelley could not believe the situation. Again, the referee still not doing anything about it. It looks like he is. Yeah, we go. The referee is finally sending Alex Shelley, sending Tyler Breeze, should I say, from ringside. Fandango now on his own. My God, the blood just streaming from the face of Fandango. But now Alex Shelley has the chance to finish this match off. If he can catch Fandango one more high impact move. Oh, look at that. A scoop brainbuster style suplex. Now Shelley on his way up to the top. Does he have what he needs to finish off Fandango here? Frog splash. Not going for the pin. Looking to continue the assault here on Fandango. Oh, here we go. Again. There's the fisherman suplex. Going for the pin. You must have him won here, Shelley. No, I think Alex Shelley trying to prove a point here by the looks of it. Just continuing the assault now, and Fandango dropping him face first into the mat. Oh, very cocky pin. And it's enough. What a cocky pin that was to win the match, and Alex Shelley does get the victory. And of course that does mean that the tag team of Time Splitters is going to get 5 points in the ranking system. It means that obviously Breeze Dango is going to lose 5 points as well, and it also means that Alex Shelley is going to gain 5 points in the singles rankings, and Fandango is going to lose 5 points as well. So big changes there with this one match, but it was a really good match. And you know what? I sort of feel bad for Fandango. I think that he has a decent future here. I think we can use him. I really do. And Tyler Breeze as well. Like I said, Tyler Breeze, we will see him at the pay-per-view in a few days' time, 6 days' time-ish. And he's got a very good chance there as well, actually. I'm assuming whoever wins that match at the pay-per-view might end up becoming the #1 contender for the Cruiserweight Championship. But there we go. Victory for Alex Shelley in what I believe might be his first singles appearance in our Universe mode. We've only ever seen him as part of a tag team at the moment, but good victory. There's his tag team partner, Kushida. Kushida, in my opinion, is a potential Cruiserweight champion, but not just a Cruiserweight champion, someone who could dominate that Cruiserweight picture for quite some time to come. And here we go. Here's our next match of the evening. It is going to be a tag team championship #1 contendership match as the Revival take on the Young Bucks. And here we go. Now this is a match that we all want to see, and it's also a match both tag teams have sort of discussed on Twitter as well. I've seen them, you know, a little bit back and forth between the two teams. Okay, we've got the wrong entrance music on the go here. That's not good. We've also got the wrong entrance as well. I'm gonna have to fix that. That's annoying me. That actually, I thought I'd done that already. Evidently not. I shall add it to my to-do list of things that I've forgotten to do on this game that I said I was going to do and should have done already. And now I'm embarrassed that I've not done. Bullet Club Entrade. I've actually written it as Entrade as well. I don't even know what language. I don't even think Entrade is a language. I just made it up as I went along. But so we know already that Kenny Omega has secured his place at the Elimination Chamber for the first ever Octane champ. He's got a chance to become a 2-time brand champion as well. No one's done that yet. CM Punk, of course, had the opportunity at Second City Throwdown a few days back, but was not able to complete that. Kenny Omega has the chance to do it as well. Kenny Omega, of course, held the Throwdown Championship, now looking for the Octane Championship as well. And I'll be more than happy with Mr. Kenny Omega as my champion. And now, of course, the Young Bucks have a chance to sort of coin these tag team championships. Well, they've already held these belts, of course. The Octane Tag Team Championships did used to be the Cruiserweight Tag Team Championships, and the Young Bucks were the first ever holders of those belts, and of course lost them to the Time Splitters, and now they have a chance to potentially try and win them back. But of course they do have a very strong team to get past in the shape of Dash Wilder and Scott Dawson first. So yeah, good old Revival. It's a bit of a shame that they came onto the main roster, Revival, and straight away got injured. That was a bit of a shame, that was, because I don't know, I'm still annoyed that they ended up on Raw, because I felt that they would have fitted SmackDown pretty well, especially with the strength that Raw currently has in the tag division and the lack of depth which SmackDown currently has in the tag division. Now, I know they're using the colons a bit better than what Raw ever did. They've got the Singhs brothers, who have not really seen wrestle as a tag team yet, but I'm sure that will happen sooner or later. We've got the New Day now on SmackDown, recently debuted a couple of weeks back. Of course, I don't know what they're doing. I really don't. They lost sort of like 2 tag teams during the draft, didn't they? And they gained 2 as well. But I don't really know what the point of losing Heath Slater and Rhino and gaining the colons really was. I suppose they're using the colons as a proper team, whereas Raw never did. So maybe it was a decent trade, but I still thought that maybe another tag team to SmackDown would have been a good idea. But again, not having that tag team has given the chance to utilise the likes of Bree's Dango a lot more, so I can't moan too much, can I really? So yeah, Kenny Omega is already locked and loaded for our pay-per-view. Will the Young Bucks be able to join him? And Kenny Omega there straight away distracting Scott Dawson, allowing Nick Jackson to get around the face of Scott Dawson as well. And there's a great gutbuster there by Matt Jackson. I have no idea, my phone's just buzzing for no reason, I hate that. I really hate that. I made that stupid decision to comment on a Facebook page, and it's one of these sort of ones where a lot of people have commented, and I've realised now that every time somebody else comments, I know I can do something kind of to get rid of notifications for that sort of stuff, but I don't know how to do it. I don't really use Facebook, I must admit. If you've ever gone to my Facebook link in the description of any of my videos, you'll realise that it's never actually been updated since I started it. I don't even know why I bothered, to be honest. Facebook's not something that a lot of people use nowadays, is it? I've got a Twitter account, which I do. I'm on Twitter quite a lot. I always have Twitter loaded on my spare computer while I'm doing my recordings, just in case some breaking wrestling news happens. That's literally all my Twitter is just me following about 500. I'm following 362 people, and I'm pretty sure that 330 of those are all wrestlers, and the other like 52 are like sports stars or sports teams or so forth, or other YouTubers. So it's yeah, I use it quite a lot, and if you do ever message me on Twitter or tweet me, I'll generally be able to respond to you very, very soon, actually. No, I don't even know who I fancy in this one. I really don't. It literally could go either way. There you go. I've just followed Fandango on Twitter. Yeah, it's interesting. This is probably down the line. Both teams are rated very similarly on this game. However, I don't know what sort of super kick party started. I don't know what sort of effect that Kenny Omega might have at ringside, but so far it has looked like the Revival have been in control of this match, but I may have spoken too soon as Nick Jackson taking control now. That running super kick seemed to really turn it in his favour. And now spear by Nick Jackson as well. And now here he is, lining up for another super kick on Dash. There's the pin. 1, 2. Only enough for a 2 count. So the Young Bucks are in control of this match at this point in time. Nick Jackson heading up top. What's he got to stall for us now? Drop kick right to the back of the head. And that's the thing with a drop kick to the back of the head, is that you can't protect yourself because you don't see it coming. You really don't see it coming. Dash Wild now catching Nick Jackson, takes him up onto his shoulders. With a gory special. That is a weird picture. Okay, that is really weird. I thought that was a weird picture. It was. It's just a picture of War Machine, the tag team, of course, Warbeard Hansen and Raymond Rowe, as per Adrenaline. And, of course, they're working a lot for Japan at the moment, New Japan. And there's just a picture on Twitter of them sat in one of these cat cafes. And it's like this War Machine just surrounded by and mounted by several cats while they're just sat there on a sofa. It's really weird. I'd go to a cat cafe, though. Really pretty cool. Big knee to the face there by Scott Dawson on Nick Jackson. And once again, the Revival taking control of this match. And that's what the Revival are very good at. They are tag team ring generals. They control the ring. They're very good at it. Nick Jackson now comes across and brings in his brother, Matt Jackson, who drops straight into the pin here on Scott Dawson. It's only enough for a 2 count. Matt Jackson, though, just dropping the kicks right into the upper body of Scott Dawson, now just wrenching back at the neck as well. Again, it's not really a move that that you'd expect to see anyone submit from, but it is a move that can slow the pace of the match down and allow you to gain some energy. But Scott Dawson straight up with that chop block. And again, just very clever, know to utilise certain manoeuvres to try and weaken body parts. But Kenny Omega's just as smart there, distracting Scott Dawson, allowing Matt Jackson to come up behind and drop him face first with that. Now into the pin. 1. Only a 1 count. It's a shame the Broken Hardys were the tag team champions, isn't it? Because I would love to have had the Hardys and the Bucks of Youth on the same show. Just like, I think PJ Toby has got the Briscoes and the Dudleys, because I've always had this in my mind that you've got the Briscoes and the Dudleys, you've got the Hardys and the Young Bucks. Those are the new age versions of the ooh, Shatter Machine. Shatter Machine. Is Scott Dawson going to stay? He does. Scott Dawson taking out Nick Jackson. Oh, referee being distracted by Kenny Omega. Referee's having a real tough night tonight. Real tough night. He had a lot of trouble in the first match with Tyler Brie. He's now being distracted by Kenny Omega as well. Pinned by Matt Jackson. Scott Dawson's got his back to it, but it's only there for a 1 count. And that could have been game, set, match there for the Revival with that Shatter Machine, but the referee being fully distracted by Kenny Omega. Fantastic, fantastic teamwork there. Referee having to go at Nick Jackson now to get out of the ring. Nick was looking to continue the assault. Matt Jackson with a spear. I don't know where they got spears from. I don't remember. They might have used a spear on the odd occasion. That's the thing with. With the Young Bucks. They're so versatile in movesets. It's so difficult for someone on this game to really do it. Super kick by Matt Jackson. 2. Was that enough? No, I think that was a brink. Literally the brink of a 3 count there, where Scott Dawson managed to break that one up. Matt Jackson springboard dropkick. Comes across and brings back in Nick Jackson. Interesting match, this one. Nick straight into the pin. As a Dash Wilder has been busted open. Are enough for a 2 count. Yeah, we've done pretty well so far tonight. I've had 2 matches, we're half an hour in already, but normally that's because the matches have been quite bad. But in this case, both matches have actually been quite entertaining. The opening match of the evening was, in my opinion, very good. Are we going to see another one? No, Nick Jackson fighting his way out and a dropkick to the back of Dash Wilder as well. Nick Jackson again, dropkick to the back of the head of Dash Wilder. Dash is struggling here, he's being demolished. And a spear. I've got a feeling the spear is their signature maneuver, you know. I really do. Not quite sure, they seem to be using it quite a lot. Nick Jack, I thought he was going to line him up for a super kick then, but Dash Wilder just taking advantage of that little bit of slowness there from Nick Jackson. Dash now taking Jackson up on his shoulder. I believe this might be his finisher, the backbreaker. I think that might be his finisher, you know. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh, it's only for a 2 count. Nick kicking out. Whoever wins this is really going to deserve this match against the Time Splitters. I just feel that whoever does win this, I just feel like they're in the driving seat. I feel like whoever wins this match will become the new tag team champions. It's not that I don't have belief in the Time Splitters, it's that I just feel these 2 teams are the premier 2 teams of this roster. As we look once again for a shatter machine. Pinned by Scott Dawson. 1, 2. And Dash Wilder blocking off Matt Jackson, not allowing him into the ring. And the Revival will go on to face off against Time Splitters at the Locked and Loaded pay-per-view this weekend. Well, this in-game weekend. It'll be about 6 days for you. No, more than that, actually. 2 days for Throwdown, 2 days for Adrenaline. No, 6 days, yeah. 6 days from now is that Locked and Loaded pay-per-view. Before then, of course, we've got another episode of Throwdown, another episode of Adrenaline, and then that big pay-per-view. It's a bloody good night, this. I actually really enjoyed these first 2 matches. I think Octane has really taken it up a level. I really, really do. Now, where's my pen gone? I need to mark down who won this match. I don't... Oh, there it is. I don't need to necessarily mark it down, because we know who won it. I really enjoy marking it down. I really do. There's that big chop block earlier on. This pen is so bloody strong, I'm going to get high on this pen. I really am. You see here, Dash Wilder just blocking off Matt Jackson, not allowing him to enter the ring. And allowing Scott Dawson to pick up the 3 count after the second shatter machine in the match. And I think they deserved it. They probably should have won it 5 minutes prior. But Kenny Omega distracting the referee, not allowing the count. And the Revival could get their first piece of gold in SWE when they take on the Time Splitters for the Octane Tag Team Championships. It's going to be good. I fancy the Revival in that match as well. And here is our next match of the evening. It's a fatal 4-way Falls Count Anywhere match. And the winner of this match will go on to face off against Carmella at the pay-per-view to become the first ever Octane Women's Champion. And of course, it's Ruby Riot, Sexy Star, Taya Valkyrie, and Brie Bella. And here we go. It's time to see the ladies of Octane. Of course, we had a match a couple of weeks ago. I can't believe it's actually got really dark in between the last match and this one. I can't see my paper. There we go. We had a match a couple of weeks ago between Lita, Carmella, Rosemary, and Emma. The winner of that, of course, was Carmella. And she is now one half of that Women's Championship match at the Locked and Loaded pay-per-view. And, of course, this Fatal 4-Way is going to define the lady who'll be facing Carmella one-on-one. And no offense to Carmella, but I would imagine that all the ladies in this match would feel quite confident. Carmella's quite low rated on this game. Not saying she won't win. It'd be nice to see Carmella win, but when you've got the likes of Sexy Star, Taya Valkyrie, Ruby Riot, probably 3 of the strongest ladies that we got on the roster. I think 3 of my first picks on the roster as well. So that's pretty interesting, actually, the way that this has worked out. And yeah, who knows? That is the wonder that is SWE. I am not in control. I know there's other universe modes that I've watched before where people actually compete in the matches. And I don't like that because you get forced very much the same people down your throat because those are the people that then people like. Now, I do everything via computer simulation, so I have no control over what happens. All I can affect is the ratings, and we all know this game does not confide to what the rankings say. It never has done, it never will do. We've seen some really bizarre victories over the years on this game. And I always keep bringing it up. R-Truth winning the King of the Ring was just one of them. R-Truth defeating Eddie Guerrero, who was 90 rated. Edge, who was 90 rated. And somebody else, can't remember who it was. There's one other person he defeated who was, it was like high 80s, I think it was. And then he went on and defeated Randy Orton for the Intercontinental Championship, who was like 90 rated. It was just incredible. I couldn't believe he'd done it. And all while R-Truth was like 72 or something stupid like that. It was crazy. It really was. But who knows? It's all down to the game now. One of these four ladies is going to be in a very, very good position. The first ever Octane Women's Championship it is as well. And like I've said in the past, we're going to continue SWE forward now. I don't think that going back and doing different universe modes is really much of an interest to me now. I think that SWE is definitely the way to go forward into 2K18, 2K19, 2K30, why not? But we'll be keeping all of the rankings, we'll be keeping all of the history of the championships. We'll be keeping everything, and I think that's a good thing to do, and it means that, yeah, like I said, whoever does win this will always have their name down as the first ever Octane Women's Champion. That is a big thing for anybody, I suppose, isn't it? Everyone's going to want that. And the same with the Elimination Chamber as well. Of course, Kevin Owens will forever have his name down as the first ever Throwdown Champion. Of course, he won the Elimination Chamber I put on Season 1 in Throwdown. And now, who's going to become the first ever champion of Octane? It could be, well, we already know. We've got Ric Flair, we've got Kenny Omega, we've got we've got Daniel Bryan and The Rock. Can we just take a second to appreciate how good this Elimination Chamber is already? Ric Flair, Kenny Omega, The Rock, and Daniel Bryan are all inside the cell. And they're going to be joined by either Jinder Mahal or Chris Daniels, and either Eddie Guerrero or Edge. So really, it's going to be an amazing, amazing six-man match. And also, we're going to be crowning our first ever European champion. So either Jack Gallagher, who, let's face it, did not expect to get this opportunity, and I didn't expect to give him this opportunity as well. And Cesaro, who's yet to hold gold in this universe mode as well. So there really is a lot of opportunities out there, and I think splitting the rosters down the way that myself and PJ Toby did, I think has really given a lot more opportunities to a lot of different people. And it's going to mean that everyone's going to get a bit of exposure as well. And as I've mentioned a few times before, myself and PJ Toby now we're sort of not necessarily pre-booking the entire month, but we're penciling in matches to ensure that everybody gets at least one match per month. It might not be on TV. Majority of people will have matches on TV. Other people might have one or two on a dark match here or there, but I think that's good as well, just to make sure that everyone is getting the opportunity, because just because I like a certain group of wrestlers does not mean that you guys out there do. So we want to make sure that everybody gets a fair punt, and hopefully there is something for everyone in this universe. Maybe we've got the hardcore wrestlers, we've got the top quality female wrestlers here, we've got some cruiserweights, we've got retro, we've got Attitude Era, we've got AAA, we've got New Japan, we've got British, we've got European, we've got American Indie, we've got anything you could possibly want. And if there is anything missing that you want to be seeing, then again, just drop it in the comment section down below, and we will get straight on to trying to find something for you. Not that our community creations on the PS4 is very good. If there's anyone out there, right, just to make me feel better about my life, is there anybody out there who is there anyone out there who has WWE 2K17 on the PlayStation? It might be the same on the Xbox, I don't know, but I play it on the PlayStation. Do you have really bad problems with the community creations? I keep getting the same error message of poor bandwidth, or whatever it is, no bandwidth or something like that, and it keeps crashing out. When I had to try and download, because obviously we had to delete the entire save file and start again with this because of the corruption. So I had to download all 100 cores. I actually did it just after the draft, because the original draft was done on the dodgy old save, and it just wasn't working properly, which is why a lot of faces had disappeared and so forth, and a lot of the cores looked really bad. So I had to sit there and download 100 cores. Obviously it took me 5 days because you're allowed 20 per day, And it took about 2 or 3 hours every night just to download the 20 calls. Ruby Riot with a pin on Taya straight away. Only enough for the 1 count. And I am very pleased with my Octane Women's Division. I really am. Very, very pleased. It is so strong. It really is. You can't beat a good cider. A video cider. I normally, whenever I go out, I drink beer, but when I'm having one in the house, if I have beers in the house, I'll drink like 4 or 5 in one go. But I get a few ciders because I know I'll have 1 cider per night. It's just nice. Especially when it's warm and sunny. And I say it's warm and sunny. I've got the heater on at the moment while I'm recording this, but in the middle of June, or end of June. Of course, for me, right now, as you're watching this, it probably is warm and sunny because I am currently on holiday. I'm in Greece while this video is on, so I'm burning to a crisp. But I've managed to get a sofa. I don't know how I've done it. I've literally not been sleeping very well. I've been going to bed like 3 or 4 hours later than what I should be for the last couple of weeks, just to get as much recorded as I possibly can, and uploaded to make sure that videos are still coming out consistently while I'm sat in my sunbed on holiday having a few beers. And yeah, it's been fun. Because especially because, oh my god, look at that dive by Sexy Star. Yeah, it's been fun because it's a brand new universe mode, and I'm really enjoying the new universe mode. It's a real breath of fresh air for me. I'm not going to lie, the first universe mode became a little bit of a chore to record, so this has been great for me. And there's a pin by Sexy Star. Ruby Riot's got her back to it, but the referee was so bloody slow that Brie Bella never even stayed down for a 1. Now, Sexy Star has a baseball bat, and now Ruby Riot has a baseball bat shaped cave in the back of her forehead. Forehead? The back of her head. I don't know why I put 4 in that sentence, because it didn't need a 4, did it? Now, this is the only problem that I found with Fatal 4-way Full Scan Anywhere matches. They're generally a little bit better for matches ending a bit smoother, but it's a bit of a problem with when they get a bit compressed like this. There's no way of anybody winning. So we need to see them split away into 2 groups and get a little bit of distance away from each other. Otherwise, the game does get very confused with the AI. Taya with a Falcon Arrow, because now Taya won't pin. She'll stand there and wait for somebody else to get back up on her feet. And yeah, we need to just get a couple of people split off. If somebody can throw their opponent in the ring, that'd be fantastic, and leave the other 2 on the outside. I'd like that. Taya now taking Ruby right up into a Falcon Arrow once again, and you see that's the problem. Sexy now and Taya just stood there, not actually doing a pin or taking any more damage or anything like that. That they just need to split the 2 groups up. This is poor AI talk now. There we go. That was a good Saito suplex that by Brie. She's created a little bit of space between the 2 fighting groups now. If she can create a little bit more, that'd be fantastic. There you go. Yeah, Sexy taking it a little bit further away as well. DDT. Taya now. Northern Light suplex, rolls it through. Oh, I love that move. Rolls it through into the vertical suplex. It's just too close again. And you see, this is the problem. I don't understand why the game does this. Taya and Sexy Star both now just staring down at their opponents and will not do anything until their opponents start to get up. And this is why we need them split into 2. If they do split away into 2 groups, it's not a problem. It's just when they become a bit too close to each other on the inside of the ring. Sexy Star there with the Steel Del Sol now into the pin. But Taya had also gone for the pin at the same time. And the referee will not count 2 pins at once. Nice running Hurricanrana there by Sexy Star. Now Sexy back in the ring, and what's she going to go for here? Up on the top rope, Sexy Star, all or nothing, knee drop to the outside. That's got to be painful. That's got to take a lot of risk in a knee drop. This is a long episode tonight, isn't it? We're only at 49 minutes, we've still got 2 matches left. After this one's finished, this one could still go even longer, yeah. If it does go too long, I'll put the old SpongeBob card on and we can skip towards the end. Why not? Dragon Screw by Brie Bella. Come on, split away, split away. Get a bit of space. Ruby Riot now with the... Oh, if she went for the wheelbarrow German, that would have been quite good. Come on, just get 2 of these ladies in the ring now. Brie Bella and Ruby Riot seem to have some sort of agreement here. They seem to be avoiding each other and just attacking the other two. Discus lariat there by Ruby Riot on Taya. And again, just staring down at Taya rather than doing anything about it. Running dropkick by Sexy Star, who now catches Ruby Riot with a Hurricanrana as well. Now Sexy Star, come on, take Taya in the ring. Of course, Sexy Star and Taya, former Women's Tag Team Champions from Season 1 together. Of course, the Women's Tag Team Championships is now a defunct belt because the women being more spread around now, there wasn't enough for a Tag Team Championship. Come on! Do something, for God's sake, this game! Brie Bella now cleaning house. We need to see Brie Bella come and throw someone in the ring, Brie. Brie now stealing Daniel Bryan's moveset. Oh, Ruby Riot locking in a sharp shooter. If Brie taps here, this is going to be good enough. But Sexy breaking up straight away. The one chance we had of getting a decent victory there. Now, go on, pin Sexy. Yeah, Sexy's got it. This could be enough. 1, 2. It is! Thank God for that. Thank God for that. Well, Sexy Star is going on to join Carmella then in that match at the Locked and Loaded pay-per-view for the Octane Women's Championship. It was a bit of an iffy match, but it wasn't too bad at the end. It wasn't too bad. This was the same problem I had when I was recording the Second City Throwdown pay-per-view a few days ago, and I had to re-record the Hardcore Championship Fatal 4 match quite a few times because the same thing happened. If they all get too close in one space, then nobody seems to be able to pin. So that was one reason, maybe why we should stick to normal Fatal 4 ways going forward, maybe. But there we go. That was the Salida del Sol to finish things off. Taya trying to get back up to her feet to get across to break it up, but just not quick enough. And Sexy Star had what she needed to get the victory here. And we now know it's going to be Carmella versus Sexy Star at the Locked and Loaded Octane pay-per-view to crown our first ever Octane Women's Champion. And here is our next match of the evening. It is going to be Jinder Mahal, accompanied by the Singh brothers, taking on Christopher Daniels to take that 5th place inside the Elimination Chamber. And here we go, as I punch the crap out the microphone there by mistake. I may have cut that punch out, so I'm just talking bollocks now. Right, so here we go. Faking his first appearance in SWE. Well, technically he's not, is he? Well, this is a bit annoying as well, isn't it? Right. Yeah, I've really buggered this whole thing up, haven't I? Jinder and Singhs entrance. Okay. Another entrance I've not done correctly. But there we go. Jinder Mahal is going to be the man in this match, taking on Christopher Daniels. The winner of this one, of course, like I said, will be the 5th member inside that Elimination Chamber to become the first ever Octane champion. And that's Samir and Sunil Singh. I can't tell you which one. I can tell you which one's which when they take their shirts off, because I had the very clever. The problem is, I had a very clever idea, right? A very subtle way to do this without being obvious to you guys. Now, what I did is I gave one guy black wristbands and one guy white wristbands, and then that was my idea, that I'd know which one was which by that. However, the problem is that I have lost the piece of paper I wrote it down on, so I now have no idea which one's which. But there you go. So, Jinder Mahal. Like I said, it's not technically his first appearance in SWE, because he was in a match last week. No, he was in a match on the very opening episode of Octane, alongside the Singh brothers, against the New Day in a 6-man tag, but it was a dark match, so we never saw it. This is Jinder's first televised appearance on Octane, and he has to face off against the fallen angel Christopher Daniels. Now, Daniels, in my opinion, would really suit the chamber incredibly well, actually. I think that Daniels would be a fantastic member to have in the chamber. However, again, like I mentioned in the last match, it's completely up to the computer what it wants to do. And this is going to probably end up becoming the longest episode we've done, the longest weekly episode. It might be slightly different when you involve pay-per-views, but a longest weekly episode. But I'm probably not going to cut much out, because it's not been like sometimes I cut it out because it's been a really bad match or it's not worth watching, this, that and the other. But You know what? I don't honestly think the last 3 matches have been bad at all. The Fatal 4 match was a little bit shifty in the middle, but apart from that, it was a pretty decent match. And I think the singles match to start the night off was very good, and I think the tag team match was pretty damn good as well. But here we go, the Jinder Mahal versus Christopher Daniels. Jinder has the size advantage. Daniels probably has a much bigger agility advantage. Of course, this is retro Daniels, not current day Daniels. So he's a bit more agility. And you see Jinder Mahal using his strength straight away. Now, of course, at this point in time, like I've said earlier on as well, I'm pre-recording this. So at this point in time, Jinder Mahal may no longer be the SmackDown Live champion. Which I'm hoping is not the case. I'm pretty sure Money in the Bank would have been on already since I've been away. So, yeah, I'm hoping that Jinder is still the champion. Because I honestly really like him. Of course, as you can probably tell by the fact that me and PJ Toby have now done 2 Shabby Talks on Jinder Mahal. There was the original one when he first became #1 contender. And we did another one recently as well. There we go. Now, you can see that one of the Singh brothers has white wristbands and the other one has black wristbands. I just need to figure out which one's which again, because I did that and I didn't write it down. No, I did write it down, but I've lost a piece of paper. I had written down, I had which Uso had the paint on which side of his face. I had which Singh brother had which colour wristbands. And I also had, I think it was with the Bushwhackers as well, which one had the darker beard, I think it was. Real weird way of remembering, but if it works, I suppose. Thing is, if we saw them a bit more, the Singh brothers, which we probably will, we'll probably give them a match or 2 next month on TV, just to sort of give them a chance to build some ranking points up if they can. Then I'm sure I'll probably figure it out as time goes on anyway. Oh my god, look at that springboard moonsault off the top rope. Not very often you do that, that sort of high flying off the top rope, normally the middle rope. As Daniel's now slamming the face of Jinder Mahal into the mat. Now, of course, remember that we already have space in the chamber. We have space. We already have booked into the chamber, should I say. Ric Flair, Kenny Omega, Daniel Bryan, and The Rock. Oh my god, look how much his neck is just pinned back there in that Dragon Sleeper. That was a real aggressive Dragon Sleeper. That could dislocate his bloody neck at this rate. Jinder now sending Christopher Daniels into the corner. Daniels fighting back with the elbow. Looking to catch Jinder, but Jinder again just using his strength. And Jinder's doing really well here. I wasn't expecting this. I thought Daniels might overrun him here. Daniels there with a Northern Light suplex. Maybe he will still overrun him, but what effect are the Singh brothers going to have at ringside as well? Of course, momentum not really on the side of Jinder Mahal at this point in time because of that loss a couple of weeks ago. Christopher Daniels, this is his first appearance in this universe mode. Of course, he was in Season 1, but his first appearance in Season 2. Daniel's now just raking the eyes of the grounded Maharaja. I forgot what it's called. Maharaja, that's it. I think that's probably what I'll just call the stable, Maharaja, because that's what Jinder calls himself. I'm not quite sure if that's the correct phrase to use. I've got no idea, but that's what Jinder calls it, so. Christopher Daniels now locking in a Koji clutch submission on Jinder Mahal. This could be enough, you know. No, Jinder again using his strength to break free from the submission. Jinder now locking in. Oh. Caught him in a neck breaker, bruised his own wrist and elbow to bring him down. Pinned by Jinder. Oh, almost a 3 count. Jinder Mahal in firm control of this match. I'm not quite sure which Singh that is on the left, but he is staring intensely at the ring. It's really quite freaky. Jinder Mahal looks like he's going to go for, yes, a camel clutch submission here on Christopher Daniels, and Daniels is far away from any rope. Is this going to be enough? Look at the size of Jinder Mahal's shoulders. Obviously been eating a lot of protein. Wow. To be talking strength, for Christopher Daniels just stands up during that camel clutch. Now Daniels stalking Jinder Mahal into that elevated DDT. Daniels with a pin. Oh, and here you see the Singh brothers now distracting the referee. Of course, the Singh brothers will not be able to interfere at all during the match at Elimination Chamber. No, Locked and Loaded, the Elimination Chamber match, of course. That's one of the best things about the cell is that, oh my god, is that it is all locked up and nobody can get in and nobody can get out unless you're eliminated. 1, 2, only a 2 count. So Christopher Daniels has got to be annoyed about this situation here. The fact that he could have won this match if it wasn't for the Singh brothers here at ringside, distracting the referee during that pin. And that's just allowed Jinder Mahal a bit more time to... shoulder block. To build himself up. There's the pin by Christopher Daniels. Only a 1 count. Makes you wonder, I don't believe the Singh brothers will be in 2K18. I think they've turned up a little bit too late, but Jinder Mahal should be in 2K18. Big splash there by Christopher Daniels from the top, and again in control of Jinder Mahal, looking for that ace crusher, but Jinder forces him away. As you see the Singh brothers there getting a bit rowdy with a few crowd members in the front row there. But Daniels again continuing to control this match. It's just a case of being able to finish it off, because are the Singh brothers going to distract the referee again, or what? It's a very tricky situation to be in for Daniels, as he just drags Jinder Mahal away from the ropes. Oh, Daniels has got his feet up on the ropes here. Oh, Christopher Daniels is like, well, if you're going to cheat, I'm going to do the same thing. Oh, big boot there by Jinder Mahal. Dropping a big knee into the face of Christopher Daniels. All of a sudden, Jinder Mahal taking control of this match once again. Again, dropping another knee right into the forehead of Daniels. And there we go. Jinder has busted Daniels open. And Daniels quickly bleeding profusely. Now, we've seen blood a lot tonight, haven't we? We've seen blood in all... we didn't see blood in the women's match, but Fandango was busted open. Dash Wilder was busted open. Now Christopher Daniels busted open as well. Once again, locked into the camel clutch submission. Is this going to be enough? It is. Christopher Daniels taps out, and Jinder Mahal is going on to Locked and Loaded to enter the steel structure known as the Elimination Chamber to fight it out to become the first ever Octane champion. But of course, like I said, there'll be no way for the Singh brothers to help him there. It's all down to his own ability. And with the men that are already there, I know Jinder Mahal, former, if not current, SmackDown Live World Champion, then he's not really got as much experience as the rest of the guys in there, but that could end up becoming his advantage. You never know. But there we go. Daniels is not going to be happy with this. He could have had the match won there and then, but the Singh brothers distracting the referee, and that for me is a free count. So Daniels is not going to be happy about this at all, and I feel that maybe next month in the after the pay-per-view, maybe we could have to have Daniels fighting off against these Singh brothers. Maybe Daniels can find himself a tag team partner to help him out. I don't know who that would be, to be honest with you. I don't know if anyone has got an allegiance with Daniels. Well, there is one man who has an allegiance with Daniels, I suppose, isn't he? But he's not currently in this universe mode. Maybe we can find a space for him. Who knows? Who knows? But Christopher Daniels can feel a little bit ripped off here, I think. But Jinder Mahal is victorious, and Jinder is going to Locked and Loaded in 6 days' time to fight it out for the Octane Championship. And now it is main event of the evening time. It's Edge versus Eddie Guerrero. And it's now time. That was the wrong words. I take it all back. I almost did like what they do for football in the UK, or soccer if you're American. They'll say it's so-and-so versus so-and-so. And it's live! That's what they do, and I just ended up, for some reason, I got stuck in that. Yeah. I'm going to shut up now because my voice is not working very well. Right, so Edge, of course, former world champion in WWE, makes his entrance into this match. Not really done a lot in Season 1. I think he had an opportunity at the Broken Hardys Tag Team Champions. I think they dominated that match, if my memory serves me right, but the dodgy AI gave the match to the Broken Hardys anyway. So Edge has not done fantastically well so far, but this is a chance for him to get himself into that Elimination Chamber, become the first ever Octane champion, And that's one of the main reasons why I picked Edge. I was very clever picking Edge and Kristen, in my opinion. Could be potential tag team champions here on Octane, but I saw them more as single stars. But we will use them as a tag team still, I reckon. But yeah, as more single stars, I believe. And that's being shown right here this evening. Although Christian was in a match a few days ago. I don't know what, I might change my pay-per-view. Because I've just realised that I've got a match on my pay-per-view which is very similar to a match I've already done. And I'm not quite happy with that. I might change that a little bit. I've got a triple threat currently between Cody Rhodes, Kristen and DDP. But I've just remembered on episode 1 of Octane we did Cody Rhodes versus DDP one-on-one. So maybe that match is not really worth putting on again because it's too similar to what we've already done. So maybe I'll think of something different to have on that pay-per-view. I'm not quite sure what yet, but I'll come up with maybe a different match. It might still end up being like a triple threat maybe, just like maybe Jay Lethal versus Adam Cole versus Pete Dunne maybe. It's not a bad triple threat, is it? I did say in the draft, didn't I, that I fancy Pete Dunne to be given an opportunity here, maybe a little bit ahead of what people might think. Of course, WWE have currently got him down as the UK tournament, but they could also put him into the cruiserweight division at some point as well. Of course, he is the bruiserweight, but I prefer to see him as a bit more of an open blank canvas, someone who could really fight at any part of the roster. No reason why. Of course, we give him a chance for the European Championship this month, which was not won. Of course, Jack Gallagher won that match, but it's very difficult because it was a triple threat. But there's no reason why. I even said in the draft that he potentially could go for the main event championship. Why not? We'll give him a chance. We'll let him build himself up. Not necessarily saying that he's going to definitely do it, but we'll give him the chance. And if he takes his opportunities, then he deserves everything he gets, I suppose, doesn't he? But Edge versus Eddie Guerrero, a match that really could go either way, and will define the 6th and final member of that Elimination Chamber for 6 days' time, when we will crown our first Octane champion. Cider time. So Eddie Guerrero there with a suplex. Sorry, that took a long time to swallow for some reason. Brie. Get your minds out the gutter. Eddie Guerrero stamping on the back of Edge, and you know what I could have done? I could have put Kristen at ringside for this one, just to try and just make things a little bit more realistic, maybe. But I'm sort of pushing Edge as a face in this one, so maybe having Kristen at ringside might have been a little bit Healy thing to do, especially based on some of the results we've already had here this evening. Still trying to think what would be a good match for that triple threat at the locked and loaded pay-per-view. I don't know. I'm going to record that tomorrow, actually. Hopefully. I've only got like 6 days left until I go on holiday, and I've still got a lot to record. And when I say a lot, I mean a lot. Well, it's not too bad because I finished Final Fantasy 15 yesterday, so that's completed now until the next expansion pack comes out. But I've still got quite a bit of other stuff to do. I don't know why I've got myself into such a position now where I've got that much stuff to put up anyway. I don't know how I've done it. I literally started this YouTube just doing a couple of games here and there, just a couple of videos here and there to keep myself entertained. And all of a sudden now I've got into a point where I'm uploading 3 or 4 videos every single day. I don't know how I've managed to do that, to be honest with you. But I just want to finish a few games off now and then just enjoy it a bit more, because at the moment I'm rushing around a bit too much. And I think if I finish a couple of things off and there's not too much of a stressful rota to keep to, then it's a bit easier for me. I don't know why I've got to keep to it, because nobody watches anything else apart from these videos anyway, so... Edge now with the execution DDT. Ooh, there's the pin by Edge. 1, 2, only a 2 count. I thought Edge might back away into a corner and then line Eddie Guerrero up for a spear. That'll be the next general thing I think he'll look at. Guerrero now sending Edge into the corner. Hoist him up high. We're going to go for here. Oh, super backdrop lines up for and lands as well. You see the pain that is in Eddie Guerrero's back as well. It's a big move, that one. Guerrero dropping into the pin. 1, 2. Only a 2 count still. know what? This arena's really... It's growing on me. I like the purple mat in this one. I quite like the coloured mats, I must admit. I don't know why. I just get bored with looking at white mats all the time, so I just want to try and vary it up a little bit. And making everything colour-coded to the brand, I think, was quite nice. But I don't know. It might be a little bit too much. Some of you guys might think. I don't know. Guerrero now with a suplex. Keeps the grip and rolls the hip through. Into a second. Keeps the grip and rolls the hip. Looking for the three amigos. There's the trifecta. And look where Edge had landed perfectly. Perfectly. I was going to say perfectly. Eddie Guerrero, it took him a while to notice, I think. But making his way to the top. There's the frog splash. Of course, started using that move as a homage to his very good friend Art Barr. But it was not enough to keep the Rated R superstar Edge down for the mat, for the free. Yeah, maybe this bottle of cider is going to my head. I'm losing the ability. I'm getting the right words, just not in the right order half the time. Edge bringing Guerrero back up to a kneeling base. Clothesline by Edge. Now into that front face slam. Again bringing Guerrero back up to his feet. And again looking for the execution DDT. There it is. And he's not gone for the pin. Come on, Edge. What is wrong with you, you boob? You should be going for the pin there. They always go back for a stamp. Interesting made by Edge. Interesting tactic. Maybe he is now... Yes, there he is. I thought eventually he would back away into a corner looking for a potential spear. And there is the spear by Edge, and that could be his place inside the Elimination Chamber. There's the pin. 1, 2, and no! Guerrero's kicked out. Wow. Eddie Guerrero kicking out of the spear, and 2 executions in this match. Edge can't believe it. He's heading up high risk. This is more Guerrero's territory, but what can Edge do from here? An elbow drop right to the heart of Edge. Edge now bringing Guerrero back up. Up onto the shoulders. Into a flapjack. And more blood. 4 out of the 5 matches tonight have contained blood. And for you more sadistic fans out there, that's exactly what you want to see. But then again, it's Eddie Guerrero. Literally, you cough in Eddie Guerrero's direction, I think you can bust him open. German suplex there, in for the bridge, but not enough to keep Guerrero down for the free. Yeah, if you cough in Guerrero's direction, it just bursts his forehead. He's bladed that much in the past. And there's another execution. Surely the 3rd execution is going to be enough to keep Guerrero down. But Edge again doesn't go for the pin. This is bizarre. Bizarre tactics here from Edge. Very bizarre tactics. Is Edge going to back away? No, he's taunting the crowd. Clubbing blow to the back now. Edge back up. Well, Guerrero back up and Edge caught him with a 2nd spear. Now, surely Guerrero can't survive this. 1, 2, and 3. There we go. 3 execution DDTs and 2 spears was what it took for Edge to secure his place inside the Elimination Chamber. That is big. That is very big. We now know all 6 men that will be fighting out for the Octane Championship in 6 days' time at the Locked and Loaded pay-per-view. We have got Ric Flair, Kenny Omega, Daniel Bryan, The Rock, Jinder Mahal, and Edge. Well, I buggered that up, didn't I? I really buggered that up. We're also going to be seeing Jack Gallagher taking on Cesaro to become the first ever European champion. We got Carmella versus Sexy Star to become the first ever Octane Women's Champion. And we also know that it will be the Time Splitters versus the Revival for the Cruiser over the Octane Tag Team Championships. And it will also be PJ Black versus Sin Cara for the Cruiserweight Championship. I'm going to have to sign off now before I keep buggering up more sentences. I don't know what's wrong with me. I was fine and all of a sudden now I can't talk properly. But there we go. Edge is victorious. He's going to get himself some nice ranking points as well because of course this was a main event. So he's going to be up an extra 10 ranking points. Of course the winner at the Octane pay-per-view is going to get a massive boost in points. It's going to be triple points for being a main event pay-per-view, and it's a 6-man match, so it's worth a lot. It's worth like 90 points, I believe. So, yeah, the winner of that one is going to be far, far ahead of anybody else on the Octane roster in regard to ranking points. But there we go. That is the end of this episode of Octane. A little bit longer than normal, but I think it was definitely worth it. The match quality was on point here this evening. And of course, if you have enjoyed it, just like I have, then please do hit that like button, just as I probably will, because, you know, every little helps. And of course, if you are new around here and you want to see some more, then hit that subscribe button as well. I've been Chubby Gamer, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in a couple of days' time for our next episode of SWE Throwdown. And of course, in 6 days' time for our first Octane-only pay-per-view, Locked and Loaded. Bye!
Bye.